line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in Irish. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Platte Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, so I started trying to look for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor, my pleasure, to welcome and introduce to you the season championship of Pedal & Metal Racing League Truck Series as they are live here and now under the lights, under the skies of Homestead Miami Speedway. Hi again everyone, I am Christian the Crusader Shriver and welcome back to the show. As we settle this one in and get ready for this battle of proportions for many drivers, here is our track lineup here tonight. 7 made the call. That is how we'll play it out. On the pole, Keach checkmates Taylor. And the number 8 is outside, sending it closer to Taylor. Sister to him. And the number 7, Row number 2, Chantel, the throttle bottle in the 5 to her outside. Matthew Hofford in the 84. Row number 3, it's going to be Jeffrey Todd Tufts in the 72 to his outside. Nick Kern in the 69. It'll be Todd Tufts on the outside, Jason Wright, and then it'll be Nick Kern there in the 69. Round out your field, my bad. All right, we're ready to get to the action. You fans wanted it. You fans have been wanting to see this one for a while. And as soon as I get rid of these technical difficulties already, for crying out loud, I'm getting tired of dealing with them, we should be ready to go here. And ready for tonight's action-packed lineup here tonight. This one settled in, ready to go. We're still under caution here, unfortunately. Looks like we're still not quite ready to go just yet. Drivers need another minute or two to get rattled and rounded about. So they will line it back through the field here. Drivers ready to go at it here tonight. Solid lineup of drivers, as I mentioned earlier. These guys and gals have been at this game all season long. They've been fighting hard. They've been running hard. And now this one kind of being mesmerized as the big finish to all that they've worked for and all that they fought for. There is still a title on the line and a championship at stake. 7 drivers have came out here tonight to race with us. They're going to come around the corners here once more. We're ready to get to the green flag. Lights are on. We are underway. 100 laps of the distance for the season finale, and off the gun through the chicanes immediately. Cindy the Coulter Taylor going outside. Looks like she's going to stay low for the moment and just kind of let the tires sink in for herself. Key Checkmate Taylor already off to a hot start. The number 8 pulls ahead by a good margin here as the 54 Jason Wright falls back a little bit in line here with that number as he got the 72 Jeffrey Todd Tufts in his line of sight. As you're going to see some of us all around tonight here. Oh! Chantel gets right into the wall protection there. Big wreck there on turn 4. Spins it out completely there. Lose all of her momentum. No one else involved in that one, though. I don't think they're going to call for the caution. The official's not going to call for it. They are going to let them run. They're going to keep them going. Chantel currently 3rd in points right now. She needs a bit of a field day to stay ahead and possibly have a shot at taking down Key Checkmate Taylor. But Checkmate needs literally a miracle and a half and needs a little bit of help from her sister Cindy to win this one. Cindy Taylor's pretty much all but wrapped up the season championship. She just needs to race out here tonight. In fact, she showed up. In fact, she's doing this right now. Already pretty much kind of a telling of the tale. She's already pretty much settled in with this one tonight. She's not having to really worry about much or have to really do anything. Just run her race and run her line in. Jason Wright now trying to hang it in there. Whoa, looks like a little bit of problem there for someone there. Looks like someone got the wall protection. Not sure what happened. Whoa! Chantel completely missed the wall. Completely missed the turn there. What the heck is going on here? Kind of crazy to see the throttle of all things having problems down there. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Caution has come out. What the heck happened though? That's what I want to know. Not sure if the motor blew or what happened exactly, but oh, ouch. Yeah, the motor did go, and it went quickly. Wow. Motor does blow on her, and that will give her some troubles here out of the gate. We'll see if that comes back to on her, if she's able to bring it back a little later on. But the first caution of the night. Or no, actually, it has not been thrown. I thought they threw the caution out. No, they didn't. So they're going to keep her going. I apologize, folks. I thought they threw the caution out. I was reading up on the iRacing chat. That was my fault. I think by now with the season championship, I'd have figured out how to do this here and get this done right. Kenneth Crawford saying hashtag Team Burn, Nick Kern. And great season all to the drivers and awesome broadcasting. Chris, appreciate the love here. Kenneth, great to have you back on board. Seeing you here, man. Louise Rogers saying hi. How are you? Louise, great to have you on board. And good, sir. Great to have you on shore. Been kind of a quiet night so far here, unfortunately. Drivers having all sorts of problems, having some issues here. Keith Checkmate Taylor now having to deal with her sister Cindy. Cindy pretty much just needs to win this one or just literally finish somewhere up in the top half. She's going to walk away with the championship. There's no one that's going to touch her on points-wise tonight. She's had, honestly, probably one of the most phenomenal seasons all season round. She has just been one of, if not the toughest drivers to beat every time out. And, you know, for good reason, though. She had been putting up so many fights, so many things there in season 1. Season 2, felt like she looked like she laid back a little bit. She didn't walk away with a championship there. Had a lot of tougher competition to deal with. But, you know, she was running hard, though, with the guys. And she could run with the best of them. But I will say, though, if there's one driver that came out of his shell, it's definitely her. And also, I would probably throw Keith Checkmate Taylor there as well. Both of drivers, they just absolutely tore it up this season. Checkmate more so for his trucks than he did in the super lates, but Cindy definitely was an all-around kind of gal. She just managed to hit every spot up, everything which way, and just make sure she had this one in the bag. And it's been playing more into her advantage as time goes on. As they lead them down the front straightaway here, still a little bit of a crossover between both drivers getting into it here. Jeffrey Todd Tuff's trying to get back up there with the field as he lines up for position here to get back up there with Jason White, who's on the onboard camera. One thing I want to heavily criticize here tonight as well is that this track tonight, being under the lights, you would think the tires cool down a bit and they'd be more relaxed. No, that is not the case here, and there's still more problems down there. Problems for Chantel once again. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure where all this is coming from or where the problems are starting to begin with, but there is some huge issues right now for that 5. She's got to get cleared up here. Take a look at the PTM instant replay here. Let's see what happened. Came right in. Oh, okay. So this time, actually, she got into the 69 Nick Kern. That time, that warrants a caution, and I know that was a caution. She took a hard lick there, unfortunately. That'll slow her down a little bit. And looks like the motor is gone again, but Cindy, well, give her credit. Credit's due. Look at this gal. She is going to help the 5 get to pit road. Now, right there, folks, what you call team, that's what you call a good friend and a good fellow driver out there. That is respectful if I have ever seen one. The ladies got to stick with each other, and I don't think that's any better saying than what we see right now. Cindy is going to help the 5 get back to pit road. I know Chantel will very much appreciate that, and hopefully she can start to bring this one back in and maybe start to fight a little bit more here. But unfortunately, right now for the 5, she's having all sorts of problems out there, and she's going to have to get it figured in. So while they get them figured back up and get ready to rack and stack and all that and be back on the attack, we're going to go ahead and take to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we return, we're going to catch some more action here from PTM Racing as the Pedal Metal Racing League continues their search for a season championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in Irish. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, so I started trying over the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to PTN Racing TV, where we're still live here with the Pedal Metal Racing League Truck Series. Is currently troubles early on for the 5 of Chantel, and troubles as well with Nick Kern, unfortunately, getting right into him out of turn 2. Both drivers are okay, no damage seriously to be impacted there, so they will be okay with returning to action here in just a minute. Currently still under caution. They're going to try to get everybody situated back out, get their lap times figured out here. But while we're at it here, let's take a look at our tonight's race info, brought to you by Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. So tonight, as we mentioned before, here we're at Homestead Miami Speedway, a track that holds a special place in my heart. I'll talk more about that in a second. But tonight, the weather looking very fair. It's pretty cool out here, a little not too chilly, not too hot for Homestead, though, and I think these guys and gals in the Florida base would not like the weather they got right now. I think they may be a little cold compared to what they're used to. Still, though, the tires, I guarantee, will have a little bit less to burn off and burn in. They'll be a little more uncontrolled, so hopefully that will help out the drivers here. Only time will tell there, but nevertheless here, this oval configuration style track, always been one part of a big host to many races, many series out there. This one, obviously being one of the higher stakes, this is usually where they would finish the season championship off for the NASCAR series, but with the advent of Phoenix coming into the play, that's where they changed it and put it at. Granted, I'm not really too fond of it, but that's just my thoughts on it. So I always prefer the Homestead Miami Speedway, and I'll give you that in a minute why. As we're about ready to get to the green flag back up here in a minute. On our chat tonight, we got some more friends joining us. It's Robert Dudley. He is saying, what is up? Stanley Chadwick, Paul saying, I'm not saying that last part, but a crappy deal for Pottles. And Lee Puttister Paul saying, yes, crappy deal. What's going on? Well, I mean, right now the drivers, you got to remember there, guys, when you're driving out here on this circuit, you're driving on this track, they are running open setups, and the biggest problem with Homestead is that there's a few corners and clicks here that can really set you off pace and really hurt your run if you're not careful. And this is a tire beater, so really you got two big factors going at play. Trying to conserve your tires and also trying not to spin out on certain ends of the turns, because turn 4 and turn 2 is where you'll see a lot of people having problems off those exits. So really it's just a matter of control and stability, and unfortunately right now though has not been the same for every driver out there. As they're leading them back in, we're going to have 7 drivers still at it here. We have only got 14 in. We'll have 15 now that will be ready to go. With quite a few laps still needing to be done here. We're going to bring it back to the green flag. Off the green, Mafia Hoffer will have a shot at taking down Keith here. Well, Keith checkmate there is going to lead him on down the bottom stretch of the road. Here comes Matthew Hoffer on the Mountain Dew 84 Chevrolet. He's going to try to hold up on the outside line. As Jason Rife goes in the inside, make a little bit of a position. Jeffrey Todd Tufts follows in pursuit, looking for a run off him. As they come down once more out of turn 3, draft lines are going to be big. These restarts are critical and crucial to success. Todd Tufts trying to hang in there, give himself a little bit of a fighting chance here. Cindy the Closer Taylor now moving on the outside line, making a big pass around. Looks like maybe she has something here for her brother if she can get back up to him again. But Matthew Hofford right now is a bit of a thorn in her side because he is pushing her back a slight bit here. Jason Rife now starting to get his jump around too, trying to hold into position as we go to the blimp cam to show you how close these drivers are from one another and how far this track can really play into success and can play into a bit of a troublemaker zone. A lot of rotation from the truck's rear end there. You saw Rife as he was coming in, how that rear end kind of slid out a slight bit to the right. that's kind of that unique shaping that Homestead has. I almost kind of configure it as like a legit dirt track that has perfect holes and perfect corners, but has that little sense of road. You still have to make sure you don't overcorrect and you don't overdo for miles and a multitude of reasons. However, Todd Tufts now starting to fight back in. The 54 Jason Rife right behind Cindy the Closer Taylor. Rife trying to get in there with Taylor. Cindy, though, managing to hold off and did a pretty good job there as we go to the onboard camera. One of the key things you're going to notice tonight in the struggles for these drivers is just management of tire and management of just making sure you don't over ramp a corner, overdo a shot. There are so many ways to make mistakes here. There are so many areas of play that you have to watch your tires, you have to watch your spots for multitudes. I'm just repeating myself a little bit when I say multitude. I apologize. Folks, as Chantel Throttle now moves into the 5, looks like she is trying to get back a little bit of that time she had earlier. She lost a lot of it earlier on. Looks like Cindy the Closer Taylor going to really outside, let her by. Not going to try to do anything too silly. Right now, lap-wise, she is about 2 laps back of the race leader. She needs to get that time back. And you know, I know the way I know how to know, and not just the fact that I'm using my little iRacing live timing sheet, but I've also got some good friends over at Paul's Racing that's streaming it right for her right now. So if you guys want to, go and check that on out. Check out Paul's Racing, if you will, and check all that action and check out what she's up to. I guarantee you'll be surprised what kind of a mess she got into earlier when I was watching her stream. She had a little bit of problems down there. I was having some cornering off issues, and I was trying to figure out why that was the case. And while you're at it, be sure to check out also our little thing we just put in the comments section. That is for our store at PTM Racing TV. We have all the latest lines of products. Thanks again to Paul's Ras for helping us out with that and setting that up for us. So if you guys want to, check that out and catch out all the merchandise line we have. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. There's a lot of good PTM Racing TV logo design shirts and hats and merchandising on there, man. You don't want to not get something. Get them while they're hot, my friends. Back on board now. Key Checkmate Taylor is currently trying to hold up his line, trying to hold up his lead. He's a strong start early on. Will that continue to be out the same way? Here comes Matthew Hofford, and all of a sudden Chantel, it looks like she just got kicked out of a cannon. She is firing the thing around the track. Now, I got to ask real quick, will this be the run that she needs later on to possibly put it up into the victory lane here? She had some really bad start, but then, you know, she started to get it back in. And that really seems to be helping her big time here. Well, she seems to know what she's doing now. As she moves past Matthew Hofford. Hofford will now have to stay in line here and try to keep up with them. If she can get up there, the Key Checkmate Taylor, she will only be a lap down. Right now, Checkmate, if you want to look at times-wise here for Matthew Hofford and him. Now, Hofford, I'll be honest with you, Hofford's more of a kind of a short-run, fast-paced kind of guy, whereas Key Checkmate Taylor is more of a just like lay it in and lay it on thick kind of guy. But the difference is that Taylor has been really strong on running the whole track and the whole race out. He's also pretty good at planning a strategy here when these stages come up. So, I mean, that's one thing you got to give him credit for, is that he's able to figure out a strategy there and really manage his tires when the time comes. As Cindy the Closer Taylor will have to go into pit road now to get things settled down a little bit. Tires may have took up a little too much. Go to the onboard camera, Jason Wright. Man, what a career Jason Wright had this season. Not just in the trucks, but also in the Super Late models especially. Coming away with the W there. He pulls away that victory back at Texas Motor Speedway. He told me earlier, man, he's still proud of that moment. He's still glad he managed to finally get it out of the way, and before, you know, time was starting to click away on his life. He said he was just wanted that one badly, and he's glad he got it. But he knows as well as anything that he does not go down without a little bit more. He wants more than just that. We know Key Checkmate Taylor definitely wants a little bit more than just that. He's had one season where he pretty much almost went winless, but it was the last couple of races where he started to come alive and actually took home a victory in the Legends Series at USA International Speedway, I believe it was. He took down the undisputed dominant driver there of old Ryan, I believe, can't remember his name now all of a sudden. further, is Ryan Johnson? No, it was Ryan Johnson. Why do I keep forgetting his name? All right, Lucas Gorman. That's it. The Taco Lover boy. Yeah, Taco Lover Racing's Lucas Gorman. Since they call him Taco Lover boy. All jokes aside. Sorry, Gorman, if you're listening to this and I called you that and you're offended, man. Apologies, but sorry, not sorry. All right. Yeah, I'm just kidding. All jokes aside, Gorman, good kid, good driver. Definitely, I'll give him credit. He can outwit and outdo everybody in a country mile, man. Fast-paced cat there. You may have caught him on our show quite a few times, though. He didn't just race pedal to the metal. He raced quite a few of them, so. May have also caught the checkmate into Sydney here. We're also running around a few areas. Whoa! Checkmate on the wall there out of turn 2. You saw the sparks fly there on that 8. I'm not sure if he just got a little too aggressive and the tires are going away or what happened, but he went right into the wall protection. Now Chantel is going to make a pass around him. Oh my, that definitely hurt his truck up a lot there. And bruised him in, and he's going to try to get cleaned up. He does have 3 Isser pairs ready to go, so it's not like he has to worry about that too much. Matthew Hoffer now trying to hold in, trying to hang with them. He's going to try to get back up to the race lead here while Cindy the Closer Taylor really about 2/8 back of her. Well, I will say this, folks, and I can say this right now, those at home, they will not have the Truck Series on Sunday nights anymore. No. We've got something new coming here that honestly kind of makes me a little jealous because I'm running the series too on Wednesday nights, and that is the Xfinity Series will finally come alive here on the next season. So season 4, expect that to come up. I guarantee there will be a lot of madness and craziness to come with it. So Hoffer does take over the race lead, so he'll be our new leader here. As Cindy the Closer Taylor tries to pull a little bit more up to the spot here, trying to keep it going. Well, when we come back here on PTM Racing TV, I've got a little bit of a story about this track and why it means a lot to me and my history with it. But right before we do that, let's go ahead and have a word from our sponsors here. Real quick, let's take a look. We'll be right back with you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this whole season couldn't have been brought to you without the help of our good friends over at Makoni Setup Shop. For just $5 down, you can get the fastest setup around. They're only the fastest, or they're only the best and the fastest for a reason. So visit them up at MakoniSetupShop.com today to find your next setup for your next race. By Matt Mills Racing Team, best Xfinity team out there, sponsoring and supporting Pedal and Metal Racing League this season. And if you want to help support them, be sure to follow them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. By Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. Bob's Custom Trophies is supplying up the trophies for the season champ. And if you could probably guess, Cindy Taylor will be taking home one of those trophies. And if you're looking to get the best hardware gift for your next event, though, you visit up at www.bobscustomtrophies.com today. As mentioned before, Cindy is taking home at least 1 trophy. And if she wins the Super Late Miles, she will not take home 2, but she will have at least 1 of these to say she is a dual champion. And these awesome looking designs and beautiful pieces of artwork is going to a season champ, but she still has 1 more to go before this one comes to an end. By SimRacingMerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. By Grid Finder, best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. You need a broadcaster, live, or designer? Search Grid Finder, the home of online racing. By The Butt Kicker, best in performance and feeling on the virtual world of real tracks. The Butt Kicker, feel what you've been missing. By FEGPC.net, matching your want with your wallet. FEGPC.net will always work with your needs. By Brandon Minnick Sim Racing, be sure to follow him up on their iRacing journey as Brandon tries to continue on. Be sure to support his merchandise line. Thank you again to Minnick for everything this season. By Puddles Reps, the most affordable designs to match up your style on the track. If you want to get your car, truck, vehicle match your style, then you visit up Puddles Reps for just that. And by Green Tech Energy, natural choice for solar flare and company. Green Tech Energy is the natural choice. And as you can see, the caution lights are out, so we will keep going here with the commercial. We'll be right back as soon as these guys get all situated out and figured out here.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, What you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt kicker. The future is feeling.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here right now as the drivers are being ready to pull off from the second caution of our night here, that being a stage caution here. They will set the field back up and pace them back in, and you got to believe Keith, Checkmate, and Cindy were definitely feeling very smart about that pit stop, but Nick Hearn actually was one of the guys that stayed out from pit road. So it'll be interesting to see what his strategy plays out to be and how he handles it. Jason Wright will have to hold on there as well. Kern, no slouch here. He does have a race win under his belt. Matter of fact, he's got 2 here on PTM Racing TV, but not with Pedal to Metal. Actually, with the other league there, a new league that came out just a couple of weeks ago. There, it was Pushing Limits Racing League. The man back there in charge, working the season in as well. He told me earlier that frankly he is amazed how much support he's gotten from the Irish community and how much support that the fans and friends have given from PTM Racing TV. Says he's very thankful for everybody and thank you for all the times. But really right now he's still got a whole few more races here left in Pushing Limits. But right now we are with Pedal to Metal Racing League as we're about to get back to the green flag restart. And the Lamborghini Dirt Street Stock winner from that league I mentioned ago, Nick Kern, hold on to the spot here early. Obviously not out of the gate he won't, because Mr. Keith Checkmate Taylor just immediately on the gun and on the spot, just panned in. I feel like he had nothing left to lose. He just went for broke right out of the gate. On the inside though, here comes Jason Reif now. All of a sudden that Bush series is running hard. Whoa! As Matthew Hopper goes into the wall protection there out of turn 2. Or turn 3 and 4 I should say. Right now on the bottom, trying to sneak a little bit of a charge around Keith. Keith trying to hold on, trying to stay with it. They'll push it around, but it gets a little bit hard on that foot. He has to be careful about that. Remember what happened at Chantel earlier. There's a little ridge, a little bump, kind of a centered off piece out of turn 2 and 4. And if you hit it just right, it gets your truck all out of whack and unstable. And you saw what happened there a minute ago. Wright's now struggling to get there up with Taylor. Taylor going to make him pay for that one here. Wright's still going to try to perfect his line to the bottom, though. Really, that's really one of the only lines to hit around here, and I don't blame him. Cindy the Closer Taylor now starting to challenge back in as Chantel Throttle Bottle back on the lead lap, moves into 3rd. And that full throttle assault we saw earlier from the throttle, does that translate over to this race? Seems like she had so many struggles earlier on, but now it seems like she's finally starting to break free of that issue and kind of pulling up a little bit more momentum. Coming down that front straightaway here, looks like she's going to lean in, target away, maybe make the big move here. Jason Reif now trying to hold her off, trying to hold off both Cindy and Chantel. Chantel right on the bottom. Oh no! Oh, daily double triple got taken out. Cindy and Reif got a little bit of a tag there, and Chantel got a little bit of it too. Austin comes out. Oh man, that turn 2 is a gremlin and a half there. I thought my glitch graphic gremlins were bad to deal with. No, I take it way back. Damage up on the right side there of Chantel. We'll see if she wants to go into pit road or not and get that fixed, or she'll try to just fix it on her own. We'll find out here, but let's take a look at the PTM instant replay and find out how that happened, exactly what happened. We're going to see right here on the onboard camera. You're going to see it pretty clearly that Wright just gets too loose. Before we get into that here, take a look here. Notice how he changed his lineup, and you notice how those tires actually were having a little bit of problem there. Watch how he tries to mirror it around, but that middle line is just a no-go zone with that kind of momentum and throttle rhythm. Unfortunately, it was too little too late. Cindy was already trying to make the pass and trying to hang in there with him. And Rife just had nowhere to go, and that kind of cost him big time. So that brings out our caution, our second caution, not naming the stage cautions here. Everybody but Nick Kern goes into pit road, and now I am very curious, when did he go into pit road? Oh, he's been out there for a while now. I wonder if he's trying to drag out the time, trying to drag out the tires and all that. That might be his game plan here. If that's the case, might not be a bad idea, to be honest with you. He's currently only got 12 laps on. Meanwhile, the rest of the field here, they're currently just switching in and out. Remember, they do get 5 sets of tires to work with, but you still don't want to use them up too quickly. You only get 3 faster pairs, and you get 5 tire set changes. So that is the uniqueness and the beauty of this racetrack and the racing, but it also can be a bit of a challenge, to say the least here. So we'll about reach the halfway point here, and currently key checkmate Taylor trying to hold out, trying to stay ahead and possibly end his season on a high note. Cindy Taylor finally getting out of pit road, so it looks like she is not going to fall a lap down. I thought she might fall a lap down, but no, she's actually going to get back into that spot, so she'll be okay. So while we get ready to get back to the action here, I said I had a little story about Homestead Miami Speedway, and for those at home that are not aware of kind of already, even though I said this quite a few, but maybe you're just new or tuning in for the first time. Obviously, Pedal to the Metal Racing League, it formed and evolved from many series and many different types, as we've talked about on our podcast before, which I'm hoping to get that back up and running. I would love to talk with the guys and gals again and just have a little fun conversation, but obviously this track, obviously a mainstay in the season championship zones for Pedal to Metal on the Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup side of things. And this was one of, if not probably the first tracks I ever started to actually have a little bit of a challenge and a little bit of a grudge with until literally the season championship day came on. And the reason why is because when we were running back on the Heat 4 circuit, that was when I joined with Pedal to Metal, and that's actually where PTM Racing TV was developed and created over a course of a period of time, and it finally formed. And one thing that I always said and I hated about this track was the tires here are burned like crazy. You have to save yourself, you have to save momentum, and it's just an absolute headache to try to survive here, and much let's try to get a win here when the laps are kicking in, the laps are counting down. When it's on a fresh slate, man, I tell you, this place could just have the best runs and the best kind of racing you've ever seen, but when we start to slow down and start to actually build up the laps in, that's when everything else just kind of comes to it. It kind of hurts you out for fruition. Here we go to the green flag race start here. Nick Kern will try once again to hold off Checkmate, but I think I'm already going to be honest with you. Checkmate's just going to get him on that outside line out of already. Chantel throttle Apollo though, man. Talk about this. The 5 earlier problems. Now she's starting to put back ahead. Trying to show why she is nicknamed the throttle around here. Oh, but Todd Tuff's also one of those clever tactics. He moves. He tries to go 3 wide salute there with Hofford. Hofford says, the heck with that, boy. Get out of my way. I'm not doing that. Sends it straight to the bottom line. Down the 5, trying to hang in there with her. It's a hard drag race there on the front straightaway. Coming back around out of turn 1 and 2. Kern up into the wall protection. Tries to stay out of it. 5's in that problematic zone. Checkmate. The difference is this time she can drift it back up to get out of that middle area where that little slick is. The Verb not going to get her this time, but Todd Tuffs definitely thinks he can. Offered into the wall protection. Sparks fly, but he manages to keep it okay. You can run the outside line pretty hard here. You have to be careful not to suck it in too much. You got to try to more or less kind of ease it in, kind of a little stretch it out, if you will, with runs. Back to the onboard camera here as we currently got our eye on the 72 of Todd Tuffs. They lead him down that back straightaway from the charge and a half to Hofford and Taylor. Hofford once again just leaning it down to the bottom. He knows a thing or two about running here. He has got some pretty good spots up here before and had some pretty good nights here, but right now he is still just behind Taylor for a little bit, but Hofford, oh my. Talking about full throttle, assaulting it all the way around. He just went straight to the bottom, almost like a slingshot maneuver. Crosses through and crosses over. Beautifully done there. He will take over the race lead. But for how long will he be able to keep it, especially with the 5 of Chantel coming back at him? Take a look at our pit strategy right now. Everybody did go into pit road other than Kern there, so really Hoffer is burning his tires up quickly and not really realizing where he's going with that momentum run. But I think he's thinking there's a short run and turn because this is a stage break coming up here in a minute. That might be why he's running so hard here, and I don't blame him if he is, but you still have to be conservative here and watch what you're doing. Checkmate now, losing a little bit of ground there as he comes off by a hard run out of turn 2. Now it is the throttle, and it is Todd Tufts that are in it. The steady 2 trying to hang the bottom, trying to give a little bit of a spot up. He wants that stage win here. That's the reason why they're driving so hard. But again, I question why Hoffer's driving as hard as he is, because those tires later on, that could be a factor here. If he takes too many tires, he'll lose all that round and possibly any chance to win this one. And that would give him some decent points to possibly get him higher up in the rankings. Top 5 are racing for points, are not just racing for points, they're also racing for prizes. So just a heads up there, they are going for some money, or they're going for a little prize added on bonus. Like the winner is going to get that trophy and also a butt kicker with it, I believe is what the reference is there. Second's going to get some nice merchandise line from our good friends over at Matt Mills. And then third will get a nice little shirt from our or whatever kind of merchandise they want from oldsimracingmerch.com, which we appreciate everybody's support and sponsorship there. And that's not just for the trucks, that's for the Super Late models. And man, there has been some great times here, some great runs in between. And it has been a lot of fun to call these races when we can get to them and when we can get something going. Todd Tufts now looks like he is going to finally try to initiate a whole full throttle assault there on that 84. Does Hofford have enough to hold on to it? The stage break is coming. Which, by the way, iRacing, when are you guys ever going to get stages in here, man? I know folks don't like them, but can we please bring them in? That helps us out a lot with these kind of races. Just saying, whoa! Looks like there's problems for the Thrive. Chantel, she's lost it there out of turn 2. That turn 2 just being a pesky booger at her tonight. And that got her good there. Hofford on the wall protection though. Todd gonna make him pay for it. He gets the race lead away. One more lap to go and then we're going to a stage break. Hofford, I gotta believe, probably wants to take the race lead back so he can save himself a little bit of a headache or two. But Todd's doing a pretty good job here. Conservating and really riveting this track out for his own liking. He has a race win already. He got that back at Charlotte Speedway of all places, managing to outwin, outdo the tire and gas fuel line. Amazing runs he had there, and it's good stuff to say the least. As they run him down the front straightaway, it looks like one more. No, I guess we're gonna do one more. I thought it was gonna be a lap 51. Lap 50 we're gonna do it at, but I guess they're going to keep going with it. To be honest, folks, I'm honestly not sure when the stage breaks are supposed to come out. I know that they're supposed to come out at certain points. But with the way our system is right now, we have no idea where the stage breaks comes. The race officials are not talking with us at the moment. So we'll have to get you back with that when they go around and they throw a yellow. For now, that run he had earlier on Keith Checkmate Taylor, not exactly holding up as well as he would like it to. And Taylor is getting closer to Todd Tufts and burning up his run. But Todd is still hard on the throttle and keeping his distance. You can say he's probably social distancing out better than most states around here. On board once again with Hoffer, and just look at how close he is to that outside wall, man. He is just laying into it, laying it thick, and somehow keeping it going. The fact he's been able to keep that run with it as long as he has is just a testament to his ability here. Jason Reif now onto the inside corner panel of the 84, and Hoffer going to try to hold him off and give him a run and a half here. Reif looking for opportunities, looking for a way to strike, maybe make a move or two. Looking for something, maybe maybe a shot in the arm, maybe something. I don't know what he's going for. Hofford falls back, loses it right into the wall protection yet again. You can just see how close they're getting to those areas. They have to still try to maneuver the truck in there enough just to make sure they don't go into the wall, but it's hard not to want to think about possibly you're going to get in there eventually. Man, Todd Tufts, I'll give him credit where credit's due. He is pushing further ahead. But as I say that now, it looks like Checkmate is going to start to get him back a little bit for that. Taking a look at our lap times here, Todd seems like he's slowing down a little bit on this one. This lap will definitely not be his best if you look at right here on the corner here on the counter. Here comes the lap counter now, and yep, you can see 2/10 gain back for Taylor. Old Checkmate is starting to wheel and deal it here, starting to pull ahead a bit margin or two from it. Well, right now Chantel Throttle Bottle, even though that little problem she had earlier kind of plagued her, she seems to have a little bit figured out again. Cindy the closer Taylor back into the wall protection though. This is definitely not the run I was expecting out of Cindy of all things. I'm generally seeing her run pretty quickly and pretty hard with the best of them, but tonight it seems like she's fallen back a little bit by the waistline. Yeah, but again, is that just an issue on her end, or is that something else? Nick Kern going into pit road the first time he's gone there tonight. Jeffrey Todd Tufts still with the race lead, and I mentioned a minute ago, Checkmate was kind of catching up. Well, that seemed to have gone away quickly. Todd is just messing with me at this point. I think he's just trying to see what he can do with that truck. And to be honest with you, I think he might be the guy to beat here because he's got a fast-paced 72 machine now over Checkmate's number 8. But the Wolfpack Hunter is not one you can just give out too well. He will come find you eventually if he can get his hands on you. Pacey's starting to pack off here a little bit. Everyone's starting to pace out a minute or two. So something I just kind of want to finish up earlier I was talking about is that Homestead Miami Speedway, like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with this track. I love the track for what it can do, and you know, I hate obviously what I mentioned earlier about the tires burning up, but I will say this, that when I ran here for the second time, this was the first time I ever ran here, wasn't that season championship for the first time with Pedal Metal Truck Series. That time it was me, me, Robert Kahn, Chantel Throttle Pottle, and it was another driver by the name of JR who was in the championship hunt for the final race of the season. It was top 4 go in, and whoever won that or came out on top of the 4 won it. And I was pretty close at times actually holding off a few of them. Chantel, though, I'll give her credit where credit's due. She is a bad driver on this track. She is tough as nails. You know, but I'll give even more credit to Robert Kahn because unfortunately, him and trucks, it seems like they go hand in hand sometimes, and he just was too much to bear and too much to take on. He was just too hard to defeat and run there. Although I talked to them a while back about it, you know, as we see the close there going to the wall protection, Chantel will take over for 5th. But, you know, I talked to them a little while about it, though, afterwards, and he told me actually that he really didn't try too hard until I tried to block him going down the back straightaway. I got called out for it on that one, and I'll give all credit and credit due to everybody for calling me out on a block. But I mean, when it was Robert Kahn, it was I had to do it, otherwise I wasn't going to be able to hold him out. So I had to try to block him a little bit. So admittedly, it wasn't the right thing to do because I didn't win either way, but I ended up getting 2nd out of the season, which was nice. But I mean, that was kind of the one memory I have really before the next season came, when it pretty much kind of developed into a developmental rookie series. And I think that was where I finally came alive there as we go to the final caution of the night here for the stage breaks. Jeffrey Todd Tufts will be our stage winner. And now I got to believe his confidence level boosting and just going through the roof. He's got to be happy about this one. So maybe I've been the 4th caution, 2 of them being stages, 2 of them being actual cautions. That will reset the pace and we'll reset everything else in. When we come back, I'll finish the story out about the season championship at last time I ever ran here, and hopefully maybe we can actually get a little bit of some battles in between. We'll see how the drivers hold up. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to finish this one out. The season title is on the line.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Makoni Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Makoni Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MakoniSetupShop.com and learn why Makoni Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, so I started trying low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting ready to finalize this race up, get this one put in the books. Season 3 championship on the line. Cindy Taylor, pretty much the head huntress of it all, on the top of the points, but Checkmate Taylor still has one last opportunity to get up there and take it away from her, but at this point in the season, it's almost pretty much bewildering if you even have enough time to get those extra points in. So Checkmate just needs to finish this one out and win it here as they're coming to the line here once again. Green flag does fly back on out. We're back underway. The final laps are now upon the truck drivers. Their season about to come to an end. And then they will have one more series to finish out with come Thursday night with the Super Late Model Division. On the gun, on the throttle, Cindy Taylor already trying to get a big run there going, trying to make up there with the boys. Hofford into the wall protection again there. That 84 just continuing to take it to the wall and has not been able to hold out from that end. He just keeps getting in there so hard. I think that's really hurting him more than anything. Chantel right on the attack now, catching up there to the guys and gals. Jason Reif now looks like he's going to try to become the hard charger of the night. On the run to the inside. He started in 5th. He's starting in 6th. Well, guess what? He's up 5 now. He is now going to take on the battle for checkmate. The race lead is at stake. In line. Oh, no, not again, Reif. He does it again out of turn 4, and the problems just continue for the 54 of the Busch Light Chevrolet Silverado. Oh, man, that's just a tough break there for him. He just can't catch anything out there tonight. The struggles continue for Reif, as now the throttle will lead in, trying to get up there with the closer, as checkmate has a little bit of company from his sister Cindy coming up on him. Cindy Taylor has been kind of laying in the shadows, kind of laying in wait as she is usually to do. Very conservative on her tires, very conservative on her spots here, and you can see why. It has been a wild, packed, house-packed race event throughout our series, throughout our days, throughout all the times we've been here. It's been crazy to say the least here. As Dustin Sonecker now joins us in, he was talking earlier about those responsible officials should be fired on cannon, out of a cannon. That was the case then. I don't think we would have any officials left, my man. Cindy trying to move up quick, trying to get around her brother. She knows she wants to end this season on the highest point possible, take home a season championship. She's definitely laying in thick and span here. Into the wall protection though she goes. That's 7. Can't hold it up there, and Taylor managing to sneak away again. Firing him back on the gun here, back on the spot here. Todd Tuss. I said earlier, and I'll say it again, I think if there's a guy that you got to watch out for, it might be the sleeper here. It's definitely him. He's been just running it thick and hard. He seems like he's just getting more and more under control as time goes on here. Yeah, I just wonder, and I keep thinking, is he got something for these drivers that no one else can get to? Does he have that momentum and that build-based speed to get up with them and take over spots? Right now, he is moving quickly up to checkmate, as Cindy Taylor is falling back more and more, and Jason Reif trying to get back into this, but at this point he's kind of already lost a little bit of his run here. So real quick, just to finish off that story I mentioned earlier, with the season championship, you know, the last time I ever ran here, yeah, as you can kind of tell, I did take home that one, so that was the first time in my life I ever won a season title in a NASCAR event of any kind. I had a Wreckfest season championship, but it really wasn't, not really, it was just more for fun, and I took it a little too seriously. I apologize to those that I ended up kind of getting pissed, mad with, but you know, with the NASCAR heat though, man, I think that was probably the most satisfying win, was winning here, because, you know, like I said, I had that last season where I just couldn't beat Archon and I couldn't beat Chantel, and yet I somehow found a way to take down somehow that night took down a few of the toughest drivers in that series and in that league, and you know, for 15 drivers we had to take on that night, man, that was probably the most satisfying reward. That was a good time there, but you know, I think my times for racing like that are kind of over with. I've gone to the broadcasting woof and the broadcasting way. I would love to one day possibly be able to join these drivers again and race with them on a full-time basis, but as you can tell, I've already kind of had that happen with the Dirt Series, so I've been running that mainly around with those, and they are fun, but I must say there really is nothing like running asphalt. There are so many variables and things in there that you really don't know to expect what you got to do until you're figuring it out at the last minute. But, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, that's how they play it now. That's how they like to do it. Also, for those at home that are wondering, yeah, there will probably be recruitment racing coming up for the next series season. That will be marked up in a couple weeks, so keep your eye out for that. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow us up here on our Facebook, so you can catch all the action. We've got a lot more racing coming up here in the next couple of days, including on Friday nights we'll have a special race in the ARCA Series. from a new league that we have never broadcasted before. Where I've been told we're going to have about 40 ARCA drivers in that. I find that kind of hard to believe and crazy to think, but they said there will be 40. So we are waiting and wait to see if that is the case. But nevertheless, we will have all the action and all that coming down. I believe it starts on June 4th, so mark your calendar. On a Friday night, we will have some racing to show you. But right now, currently, Pedal and Metal Racing League is wanting to finish the season out, wanting to get this one completed and over with. It has been a long, tremendous, and gargantuous journey for many drivers. Some better than others, some worse than others. Some have been to victory lane more often than not, and some have been hunting down for it, but I don't think anybody can disagree that for a lot of them out here, these open setups have been the ultimate challenge on trying to survive and trying to push around. A lot of folks have questioned, okay, why don't you guys do a fixed setup league and all that? Well, the problem with fixed setups is that you really don't have very much customization to it, and also it's a bit of a challenge because of the fact you're also dealing with that other issue of, you know, iRacing changing things up in a track or an environment, and that kind of hurts the setup more than anything. So there's that, and really there's just a lot of other variables in there. So a lot of drivers like to just go with the open setups, which I don't blame them. But I mean, I could never get them down. That's why I run fixed setups in the Xfinity race. But yeah. Mark Blessing saying, where is y'all's registration at? Well, you'll have, if you go over to the Pedal Metal Racing League page, you go over to that, just type in pedal to the Metal Racing League. You can see in the bottom right of your score there. And on Facebook, you'll go like and follow them up, and there will be a recruitment race coming up soon for that. So just keep your eye out for it. They will be giving you guys more information as time goes on. But right now, we just got to finish the season out before we can even think about anything else here. The all-encompassing season championship, the thing a lot of drivers want more than anything, and they want to complete and tame. Obviously, a few of them out here want to hold a little candle, a little spotlight for themselves. But I think every time we come out here, we always can give these guys always try to put on a show and try to have something to show. Nick Kern currently in pit road, though. Looks like the problems with the 69 are going to end his season. We saw earlier what happened to the 5. She was having too many problems there on those corners and exits. And definitely Todd Tufts is just currently just making everything work and starting to figure everything out. Seems like he hasn't had really any other issues there. And Checkmate Taylor looks like he's slowing down tremendously here. I'm not sure what's going on down there, but Sidney Dakota Taylor is getting up on him quickly here. Jason Reif right on the line now, pushing forward, maybe making a charge here. Looks like Checkmate might have into the wall protection and lost a little bit of time there. Jason Reif now trying to make a pass around Cindy. He had a strong truck earlier. Ended up, unfortunately, almost spinning himself out, but whatever problems he had earlier, it seems like he's got him dialed back out. So smooth in the course, so rich in the spots. And it's just, man, I just be honest with you, with only 20 laps to go, this one looks like it's all but checkmates. Todd Tufts and looks like Dixon White are going to go into pit road, though. A little bit of an interesting dilemma here. Did they think they're trying to figure out a little bit of a short-term run to possibly get back into this? I don't blame them. I really disagree with that strategy, but at the same time, I don't think it's really the right move. Because again, like, unless you really have burnt those tires up and burnt that fuel up, I mean, really, you should have just tried to last out and work it the whole way around. Like I believe Checkmate and Cindy are trying to do. Well, the closer is nicknamed that for a reason, and Cindy is not one to give out too quickly. She's trying to pull back, trying to pull the reins on her brother again. Will she have time to do it, though? It's about a 3.5 second gap in between. The fastest laps tonight for these guys and gals, honestly, are ranging from a 32 to a 33. A 32.91 for Checkmate, and then a 32.90 for the closer. And that's really been the biggest difference there. Jeffrey Tuss having all sorts of problems throughout this one, and he's just not been able to get it dialed back in, get things figured out. He had a strong stage, but unfortunately, ever since then, it's been kind of just pacing his way around. Chantel, as mentioned earlier, with problems there at turn 2 and 4. Amazingly, I'm surprised she's been able to hold out as well as she has been and keeping it going here. One thing I do hope, though, for Pedal Metal next season, when they do get around to that, is Cindy bringing it into pit road, is that I really do hope and pray that they can get more drivers out here and run a little bit more often. You know, I'm not saying seeing 7 drivers out here is a bad thing, but I mean, with the talent pool that we have and the people that come with the stuff, it just would be really nice to finally give, you know, more drivers a little bit of a spotlight and to be able to see more folks come out here and race with these drivers. Because again, this is a good community. This is a great group of folks to run with and have a talk with, but it just seems like nobody really has been stepping up to the plate and really been trying to come out here more often. I think that's one of the biggest issues in racing that we still struggle with today, especially on iRacing, is that once you get into a league, you expect to do good or expect to dominate, and unless you have a really good incentive, like you keep going with it, someone else dominates and beats you out, most of the time they don't even stick around anymore. And that's sad, man. That's the sad part about this whole sport and this whole dilemma. And it's not just this league. It's every league, man. It's every single league out there. I've mentioned it again. I'll say it again over and over till time comes. But, you know, every league out there has got its issues of trying to keep drivers and trying to have people stick around with stuff. And it really just all depends on how you look at it. But, again, my personal thought is just some drivers just don't have incentive to keep going. They don't really want to try to keep going. And, you know, as an old mindset driver, my mindset is even if I ain't got nothing left to go for, I still got a race to go out there and battle for. It could be a race, you know, a race win's a race win. Who cares if, you know, if we don't take home the money or take home a trophy? Just go out there and have fun, you know. And maybe it's just because I'm a broadcaster, but I've been able to get back on the boot. I haven't been able to really get into the car as much as I'd like to, but that's just kind of my personal take on it. That's the way I see it. And Jason Reif right now, looks like the way he's seeing it, he's going to try one last maneuver around Checkmate. His pit strategy may have worked to an extent, but with only 14 laps to go, does Checkmate have enough to get back up to him? And I'm already going to say this, yeah, he probably does, because that pit road just probably helps him out more than anything. Cindy and Chantel are not done just yet, though. Neither is Jeffrey Tuss and Matthew Hoffert. But with Checkmate going into pit road the way he did, I got to believe that's just helping his confidence out even more. Times-wise, though, right now, Jason Reif is holding up a pretty steady pace here. He has not won in the trucks this season, and will this kind of be the shocker of shockers? The pit strategy gone right for Reif. He had so many problems earlier with those corners and those turns. I just got a feeling that maybe now he can get this one figured out here. Trying to finish him up, trying to complete the run, complete the night. 13 laps to go for Mr. Jason Reif. Cindy the Closer Taylor now pulling back up to her brother Checkmate. Checkmate Taylor going to try to hold on to that second place spot. Cindy, really, she doesn't even need to worry about getting anything above her brother. She's already pretty much locked up the season title. As a tracker boast, number 7 got a little bit more push into the hood. And does she have a little bit more ground clearance? The way I'm seeing it, that seems to be the case. Checkmate looks like a little bobble there at turn 4. That was a big bobble. He goes straight to the bottom, tries to stay out of the way of Cindy. Cindy now will take back over second. Oh, Checkmate right on the bottom line. He just rams her right up there. Gets a big push. Looks like we're going to end the season off the same way we started it, with the brother and sister duo fighting it out as usual. Cindy trades paint down to the bottom, trades a little swipe or two. Checkmate on the outside. Looks like he's getting a better run there, but I don't think that really phases too much of her or him. Multiple angles here, of course, at Homestead. Multiple ways to run this place in. Just seeing how each one of them likes to do it here. Checkmate Taylor is catching Jason Rife, though. Rife is in trouble. He's going to have 10 laps to hold out. Will he have time, though? Let's take a look at the lap times here. Those tires might be taking a little bit of a killing there. His pit strategy may not have worked out the way he wants to, and that might hurt him to the end. You can see right there, time gained on him. Big time, 6/10. One more round like that, and Taylor is going to all but pass him. Here he comes now. That pit strategy not working out in favor of Rife tonight. So you need a little bit of luck around here, but you need a little bit of skill in between. And unfortunately for Rife, I think he ran out of luck, and his skill level was just not quite strong enough to hold on to the power of the race lead. 9 to go with Checkmate now moving into the lead one more time. Rife has had a career-making season, that is for sure, with his battles here in trucks and his win in super late models. I gotta believe we will see more of him in the coming weeks, and hopefully we will catch more of him in due time. What a series and what a night it has been for him and all the drivers out here. As we start to finalize this one in, 8 to go. Checkmate can lock up his title. He can lock up the second place spot from Chantel. Chantel is currently 3rd on the list. If she could get up to him and possibly pass him, she'll have a chance of defending off and winning this one from him, getting the second place spot, but I just don't see it happening here. Now it is Cindy the closer Taylor making one last run at it, one last go to get up to her brother. Can the Tracker Boats number 7 get around Jason Rife, though? That's part 1. The Busch Light 54 Silverado on the inside. Damage there on the right front corner panel seems to slow him down tremendously here. Cindy now moves into second, while brother Keith still currently about 2 seconds off. It is bewildering to me how well Keith has been able to run this line in, run this spot in throughout this night. It's amazing to me he's able to do it as well as he has, and it just seems to be working perfectly all day long, all the time. 6 laps remain. Checkmate desperately trying to hold on. He's got about a 2.5 second gap now on Cindy. This is pretty much all but locking up for him. Matthew Hoffer about 2 and 2 back of Chantel. Chantel throttle puddle. It had a bit of a career renaissance this season. Last season had so many troubles, so many problems with the late models and with those truck series. She had a race win in the ARCA series. She did have a race win though in the late models, but she told me right before we were getting for the season, she's like, I just hope and pray that I can finally start dialing these things in and get them figured out. Although there is one thing she can say, when the revamped series came out, she did become the season champion there because of her points lead there. So she is a series champion and season champion, which she's got one up on me now of all things. I still don't even have a dirt season championship, but that's beyond the point. I had a chance to get that one, but I ended up just completely messing up my final race there at Lanyon. That was my own fault, but whatever. Anyway, get back to the action. 4 to go. Keith Checkmate Taylor just needs to finalize and put laps in, put laps down. Nick Kern's still at pit road. I'm not sure what's going on with the 69. I thought he would have been able to bring it back out, but Todd Tufts, another driver I thought would have been able to bring it out and really hammer down, but no. The 72 was not able to do that. Matthew Hoffer was playing thick and strong early, but again, his biggest problem I feel like he's going to have to work on for next season is not overdoing the short run and holding out more to the long run. For the throttle, my keys to victory for her next season would just be practice, practice, practice to get more time in with every car and truck, whatever you got. And then Jason Rife, I would say kind of the same thing, just practice, 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 do what you need to. Cindy, I wouldn't even say anything else other than just hold on to that little miracle stuff that's working because it seems like it's helping her out. As for Keith, to be honest with you, I really don't have much else to say other than just figure out what makes him, the Checkmate, what made him that fast-paced cat. He came out here every time around. Hopefully everything will be interesting to see, and we'll have to finish this one out here. 2 laps to go. Lead Buster Paul saying tonight race was good, kept you on your toes. congrats to the winner and all drivers. Lee, thank you again for tuning on in this entire season and appreciate the love and support. We are coming now to the white flag, this time by Keith Checkmate Taylor. A bit of a career renaissance in the later half of this one. He's not going to win a season championship, but he is going to earn the admiration and the respect of a lot of drivers out there. And maybe, just maybe, next season you'll be seeing him in victory lane a lot more often and taking home a win. Will that be the case? Time will tell. But for now, though, he can call himself a race winner at Homestead Miami Speedway out of turn 3, down in turn 4. He lines them down here to the race finish. He is your winner at Homestead Miami Speedway. The Wolfpack, Matt Mills Racing, Butt Kicker, SimRacingMerch.com, Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, Paul's Wraps, Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, Marconi Setup Shop. Last win of the season goes to him, but the season title goes to his sister, Cindy, the Closer Taylor. And what a season she had. Rocking it to the end. She was the most consistent again in a season. She was a driver that just managed to take it all the way to the end with these guys and gals, point blank, and it just seemed like she was never questioned. The 7 is your race winner. And the brother and sister duo are going to have a little bit of a celebration for both ends here. I think Cindy has a little bit more power under that hood still compared to what Checkmate. I think Checkmate's tires are completely gone under there. He's just gonna push her. He's just gonna push her all the way out of here, ain't she? What a night, what a series, and what a race it has been. We're gonna go ahead and take one last look at tonight's Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts season championship race results. Checkmate finishes it out with the victory. The Closer second. Third goes to Jason Wright. Fourth to Chantel Throttle Pottle. Fifth to Matthew Hoffert. Sixth to Jeffrey Todd Tufts. And seventh to Nick Kern. Rounding out the field. What a time it has been to been alive, and what a series it has been. And they have one more series to complete before they can call this one done and over with. The two females, the ladies of our sport, celebrating a little bit down there, and if that's not photo worthy, I don't know what is. Photographer, you better get down there and get some photos for that one, man. That looked like a pretty good one. We'll await the arrival of our two drivers here. Have one last word with them here. We'll see how they felt about this one, how it came to the end. See if they will talk with us here. It looks like they may be still having some little bit of celebration down there, but what a night it has been. What a series it has been. I do know Jason Wright will be joining us in a minute here, hopefully, after winning his race there back at Texas Motor Speedway back in the Super Late Models division. Man, he sure had a lot going on for him there, and I think he was pretty happy and proud of that one, finishing his night out with the way he did. Still waiting for everybody to come in. Looks like we do have our race winner now joining us in, so we will talk with him first. Ladies and gentlemen, now joining me here into the booth, may I present to you Mr. Keith Checkmate Taylor as he wins another race here in the Season 3, and not a bad way to end it off. You win the final race of the season and cap off a pretty good one, man.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was a lot of fun out there. Congrats to my sister, man. She is Miss Consistent. But I felt like this season it was a lot of fun, and got back to my old self, and the results started coming. So it's the best way to end, and I agree with you. And couldn't end it on a better note. A little excited, I'm not gonna lie.
Sure, there. Now I know you were very focused on trying to win this one and trying to give a little bit of a go around this whole season. But I mean, man, you were still putting up a number or two to some of these guys and gals that just looked like Cindy just kind of caught a break on you quickly there and kind of got you on the starts there, and it just wasn't no way of getting around it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I really felt like I didn't beat myself up as much this season, and like we said, the results showed for themselves. So, looking forward to next season. I appreciate everybody, PTM, just everybody who puts their hard blood, sweat, tears into this. Man, it was a lot of fun this season, and my hat goes off to everybody, all the drivers, you in the booth, Puddles, just everybody that makes this thing go around. It's a blessing, and I'm very grateful for it.
Absolutely, checkmate. Nevertheless, it's great to have you back here, man. Congratulations. What a season and what a series you've had.
Thanks, I appreciate it, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Checkmate Taylor is your race winner here tonight. Still giving a minute or two for the other guys and gals, see if they will join us here or not. We'll go ahead and throw up the overlay, though, for Miss Cindy Taylor, your second place finisher here tonight, as currently the track has actually hit its point, so they will end that night there. So trying to give them one last little time to get in here, but the race is done and over with. It has finished. For all jokes aside, the lobby has closed up on our end, so you will not be seeing that anymore. But looks like that's going to pretty much wrap it up here, folks. It has been my honor and my pleasure to call this one throughout the series, throughout the season. It has been an honor to call for you fans at home, everyone around the world that tunes in these shows. A big thank you again to McConey Setup Shop, to Matt Mills Racing Team, to Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, to SimRacingMerch.com, to GridFinder.com, to The Butt Kicker, to FEGPC.net, to Brandon Mix Sim Racing, to Puddles Wraps, and of course, Green Tech Energy for everything, your support, your kindness, and everything you've done for this league and this series, and not to mention AAA Miles. They couldn't do it without you guys. They really do appreciate it. I can't thank you guys enough as well from the bottom of my heart to help out these folks. If you guys can, support them, show some love to them, support everyone that comes through here. It has been an honor and a pleasure to call everything here. It's been an honor to call this one. Guys, I am heading to the Shadow Realm. 2 races coming up tomorrow night. Stay tuned for those. But for now, I am heading out. See you later. Have a good night. Be safe. God bless. Take care. I will catch you next time with the season championship at Super Late Models. And then, of course, a race battle here Wednesday night. You'll see a little bit of that Dirt Street Stocks action. Catch it right here as that season title will be determined. We'll catch you next time on the Green Flag Flies tomorrow night for the doubleheader.